next step is that there has been disagreement between the family, the political party that he was leader of, with the government of Zambia. We know that that's the issue. It's politics. However, the family is saying there were certain issues that they agreed on with the leadership of Zambia, the current government, and therefore it looks like they are not implementing all those agreements. But truth be told, the political party that he belonged to, the PF, was always divided in terms of what must be done. And clearly, then that led to them also, some of them influencing the family to take a hard line. And therefore, the family, you know that on Wednesday, they had agreed that the body will be repatriated to Zambia for burial. And the government of President Hakainde Hichilema had agreed to accord him a state funeral. But when we were at Lanseria Airport from 6 a.m. until 1 lunchtime in South Africa, nothing was happening. And we suddenly saw the Defense Force officials who were there to ensure a proper send-off, and DERCO officials starting to prepare to leave. And it became clear to us that the repatriation was not going to happen. And yesterday, last night, we saw President Hakainde Hichilema making a statement that now the mourning period has ended because the nation can't mourn forever, and because there's no agreement, and expressing his disappointment that they couldn't agree with stakeholders from Lungu'S side in terms of the funeral processes and the burial and the repatriation. And therefore, according to the Zambian authorities, they've done everything that they could to try and agree on this issue. We know even President Emmerson Mnangagwa did send his vice, that is Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, to try and mediate, because President Mnangagwa had a strong relationship with Lungu. It looked like at that moment that there was an agreement, but later they couldn't, as we now talking about an announcement by the family. This is the family decision. It must be clear. It's not the decision by the South African government nor the Zambian government. It is a decision by Lungu's family to bury him in South Africa.
Mm-hmm. And what has the Zambian government said to this family's decision then, Sophie? Are you able to tell us at this stage? Have they reacted?
We haven't received a statement after this announcement by Lungu's family to bury him in South Africa. As I pointed out last night, the president of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema, did announce that they can't agree, and they've done everything as government to try and ensure that there's a decent burial according to the protocols of that country when a former head of state has passed on, but they couldn't agree. So it reminds us, as I pointed out previously, when Lungu was the president, that there was always tension between Lungu and Hakainde Hichilema. You would recall when Hakainde Hichilema was on the opposition benches and he was leading the opposition, he was constantly being harassed, being arrested by Lungu's government. And when he lost power, now the tables have turned, in a sense that now the former president was not happy about the sitting president, and the relationship continued to be sour. And here we are now. It has to do with an old misunderstanding and disagreement and feud between the two, when the other one was in the opposition and the other one was in government. Mm-hmm. And it looked like they couldn't resolve that standoff up to where Lungu died, and therefore now these issues that the family, the government, and South Africa is caught now in this crossfire.
A very quick one, Sophie. I know we're out of time. Who then bears the cost? What will be the role of South Africa in this funeral?
The family is saying it's a private family matter, so I think it will be a private funeral. There's no way there can be expectations in terms of the South African government to pay for the cost, because you know that the protocol as it relates to state funerals in South Africa, only the South African president or former president are accorded a state funeral in South Africa. You do have an official funeral for other outstanding South Africans who are being honored in that way. But I can't see South Africa taking responsibility here, because it's not provided in terms of the laws of this country, but also the protocol as it relates to funerals that the government take responsibility for. So now the question is, will the government of Zambia assist? We don't know. I don't think so, because clearly the family doesn't want the government of Zambia to be involved. So clearly it will be a private funeral. And I think the family or those who are close to him will have to bear the costs.
All right. So